The music is new. It's exciting. I like it. Always got to have a little wrinkle. I'm really happy to be here today with both Cam and Haley. They're two returning All-Americans that we're counting on to lead our team in so many ways, scoring, rebounding, just on court, off court. They both have had really good preseason practices. They have improved a lot, and it's just we're really looking forward to a great season.
All right, we're open up for questions. Just a reminder to please state your name and affiliation at the top. We'll start with Michelle here in the front row on the left.
Hi, Michelle Smith, Pac-12.com. For the players, not to start off on a downer, but things at the Final Four go really quickly, and we didn't have a lot of chance for you guys to process the national semifinal game against Connecticut. And so how motivating has that been? How much time did you all take to process and sort of get beyond that game and what you want to do with that and how you want to use it this season?
I think that Connecticut loss was really difficult, and it's a tough pill to swallow. I think as a team, and Tara as well, we all hate losing more than we love winning. So, it was difficult, but I think losses are a part of the game, so you have to live and learn with it. But I think we were able to all take individual time with it, understand that, maybe you didn't play your best basketball, but there's still more to be played this upcoming year. So we were able to take it and turn it into a positive, but also more so into motivation moving into this next season where we have goals, we have aspirations, and also taking a step back from last year and realizing that we still had a great season. Going undefeated in the Pac-12 is unheard of. Winning the Pac-12 championship, we had a great Final Four run, winning the regional. Those are all great things to be proud of, where in the moment after a loss, you feel like it's a failure. But I think taking a step away and realizing that, and then gaining motivation from the loss because there's more to accomplish this year, was something we all had to do individually, but then coming back together as a team during the summer was great.
Exactly what she said.
We'll go to Kevin next on the right.
Kevin Dan of Pac-12 Networks. Coach, I was curious to get your opinion on just how you've seen recruiting around the conference improve, because you've always been able to get players at the caliber of Cameron and Haley, but now with 5 teams that are bringing in top 8 recruiting classes around the country, and this is a trend we've seen in recent years, I'd say last 8-9 years or so, just how you've seen the influx of talent come in across the conference.
Kevin, you might be too young to remember, but remember Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, Natalie Williams, the list could go on. The Pac-12 conference has always had great Kelsey Plum, there have been so many great players that have played in the Pac-12. What I've said over and over is we've always had great teams, great universities, great coaches. The difference has been people have seen our teams play. And it's thanks to you all. This is, a room that honestly 20 years ago you couldn't have even imagined. The support that we get from you, from the media, from, just being on television. Pac-12 Networks has put the Pac-12 basketball, women's basketball, on the map. And we always were good, but now people know about it.
Front row on the left to Alex, and then over to Cheryl on the right.
Alex Simon from Bay Area News Group. Speaking about television, Tara, but if you want to answer this, you're welcome to as well. You guys will have 2 games nationally televised on ABC in the regular season this year. ABC had only had 1, and it was last season when UCLA and UConn played. To kind of see the growth in women's basketball across the board, the WNBA is having surging TV numbers. Even the FIBA World Cup at like 11 o'clock at night was getting big numbers. What does kind of these moments show as where women's basketball on the whole is going, or maybe more so to the point where media entities are kind of catching up to where it's always been?
I think it's the latter, but I'm thrilled that players like Haley and Cam will have a chance to play on ABC. And again, we love playing on Pac-12 Network and ESPN, but ABC just will get to more homes. And we want the young girls, boys, old men, women, whatever, to see these great players and the great teams. So it is absolutely thrilling, except that it's a good diet and I'm not sleeping well.
Cheryl in the middle on the right, and then Elise.
Cheryl Coward, hoopfeed.com. This is for Haley and Cameron.
You guys have been playing at an elite level, a premium elite level, since you stepped foot on campus. What have you done over the summer to increase, or what's in your arsenal? What have you? I mean, what else can you do?
I think for me in the off season, it was just taking time to recoup. You know, rest is so important. So I took time to rest. I spent a lot of time with family, had a lot of fun with the team. And, you know, obviously got up a lot of reps. I want to, you know, be more of a perimeter player this year. So, yeah, just what I've always been doing because it's taken me this far, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think what Cam said, I think for me, I've always tried to keep a holistic perspective when it comes to basketball. I've never been the type of person who can do basketball all the time, just because I grew up playing everything, and Cameron and I are both very family-oriented. So, I mean, I spent time with family, but also in the gym. I'm playing more of a point guard role this year, so a lot of it was ball handling, perimeter shooting, but I think also, you know, a lot of mental work. I think that me and Cam both love working with Fred Luskin, who is our happiness professor, helps us keep things in perspective, just helps a lot with, you know, your approach to the game and realizing that, you know, you have more than the identity than just a basketball player. So I think coming my senior year, having more of this wholesome perspective, I'm really excited to just enjoy my last season at Stanford.
And a quick follow-up.
Yeah.
Holistic, you are from Santa Cruz. You have a very special relationship with Aaliyah Boston over at South Carolina. What's that relationship been like, and how has it grown, and what has that done for you as far as your basketball career?
Yeah, I mean, Aaliyah and I got really close with USA Basketball, and we talk almost every day now. We're really close friends. And I think it's kind of played a lot into this cross-country rivalry that we have with South Carolina. Both teams are amazing. So we're really excited for that game coming up. But I think, you know, our relationship leads to a lot of competitive juices between the two of us. But it's also really cool just having another great friend who is going through what I'm going through across the country, and we're both doing different things, but also have a lot of the same struggles. So it's really nice having somebody to confide in, but also you don't see them every day. So it's like, it's a different type of relationship to have, but it's great, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
We'll go to Elise next on the left in the middle.
Elise Woodward, Pac-12 Network. Coach, you have two of the best players returning, which is a luxury. You have a ton of depth returning as well, and then you add this amazing recruiting class. You've been doing this long enough that a lot of coaches struggle. There's only 40 minutes, right? How do you approach this with your team, your players, to not everybody's going to be happy, but it's a team? Like, and what would you tell young coaches that are trying to figure that out? Because it's a challenge piecing that together, I would imagine.
You know, at least what I tell our team is that, you know, it is not going to be equal opportunity. And Haley and Cam are going to play a lot. But everyone is important, and we will need everyone. During COVID, obviously, you know, that happened. But, you know, you're always going to have people not available for certain games. And I think we really try to value every single person on our team, no matter what contribution they can make. And we're counting on players to be very mature. And that is it is a tough, I think, you know, a kind of a balancing act, because we live in a world of, you know, iPhone, iPad, and everything about me, me, me. And this is a we sport, and this is us and doing it together. And that's where I think both Haley and Cam come into it, too. They know that they need their other 13 players, you know, their other 13 teammates in order to achieve the goals that they want. So we're in it together.
Go Cindy next on the right, and then Michelle.
Cindy Brunson, Pac-12 Networks. For the student athletes, who are your favorite players in the WNBA, and who do you model your game after?
So growing up, my favorite player was Tamika Catchings. I had Indiana Fever jersey. There's so many pictures from my mom that I'm sure she'll share to whoever wants. But she was my favorite player. I loved her for many reasons, mainly just because of the passion that she played with, and you could feel that passion through the screen just watching her. But I think as I've grown older and had more of this versatile skill set, I like to take bits and pieces from all the greats across the league from different times of the league. So whether that's, you know, taking playmaking abilities and things from Chelsea Gray and Sue Bird, but still being able to back it down in the post like a Sylvia Fowles, or stretch it to the perimeter like Brianna Stewart. I think I try to do a bit of everything. So I try to take bits and pieces from everyone around the league.
I would say something pretty similar. I love Breanna Stewart's probably like my favorite because she's just Breanna Stewart, right? But I really love Kelsey Plum. I love Sue Bird. I've been lucky enough to actually work out with them because we share a similar trainer. Her name's Susan King Borchard. She played under Tara, and Tara adores her. She's probably like her favorite player ever. But yeah, I've been really lucky to be touched by some of these players. Like, they just have taught me so much, and I'm really thankful for their influence. I got to meet Lisa Leslie at the SPs recently, and that was like life-changing. I adore her. Rebecca Lobo back in the back of the room. So yeah, so many people that have paved the way for us. So we're thankful, and we want to play in their honor them. So yeah. Thanks. But Haley and I are the same size. We're an 11.5 in men's. Probably can't share. I'm sorry. Really? Oh my God.
We'll go to Michelle next in the front on the left.
Tara, without Lexi and Lacey, who are glue players for you, who are your glue players this year? Who are the players that are going to come in and complement these two? And then my follow-up question is, there have been a lot of inter-conference transfers this year, a lot of players moving between Pac-12 teams. You obviously, you're not necessarily involved in that, but what do you make of it?
First, Cam, I have no favorite players. I love you all. The portal is, I think it's just, shaking itself down a little bit. It's not something that we deal with a whole lot, but I'll have to, I guess, get the new names on the new teams, and we'll have the scouting report already, which will be good. And then what was the other question, Michelle? The glue players. I think it really is going to have to be our 4 seniors. Haley, Hannah Jump, Fran, and Ashton are the 4 that have to be our leaders. And I mean, obviously, we did a little exercise yesterday where our kind of team recommended captains and talked about things. And our team looks to Cam and they look to Agnes, our upperclassmen. We have 9 young players. So it's really important that our upperclassmen lead the way. And we lost a lot, but we have a lot coming back.
Go next to Bruce over there on the right, and then Ann.
Hi, Tara. Wondering, with the rules, it looks like you were the one who voted for Utah because everybody else had you unanimous. And I was just curious if you could talk about them and maybe some of the other teams you expect to be a factor, Arizona, Oregon, et cetera.
Yeah, that was me. Utah came in second in the Pac-12. They have obviously a lot of great players coming back. I think Lynn does a fantastic job. But I could have voted for 4 or 5 other teams probably. The conference, I think, is that good and that deep. I think Lynn has done a fantastic job. We were talking about this earlier. You look at the job Adia has done, just a fantastic job. The Pac-12 is stacked. And again, I brought this up at one other little interview I was on a couple today, but we have 11 of the 24 McDonald's All-Americans in the Pac-12. No other conference has that number, that many of the best young players. And so it's going to be a battle, a heavyweight fight every night.
We'll go to Ann next, and then Michelle in the front row here on the right.
Ann with the Pac-12 Networks. Coach, you mentioned right out of the chutes the improvement of Cam and Haley. Could you be a little bit more specific about that, please?
Cam, I think we're playing Cam on the perimeter at the 3 in practice a little bit, experimenting with that. Haley obviously playing point guard for us. If nothing else, we're going to be big this year. And I think Cam's versatility, Haley's versatility, they're practicing with a sense of urgency. Cam just didn't lay on the beach in Hawaii all summer. She worked really hard with Pau Gasol. She's, I think, really expanded her game. A lot of her, just her fluidity out there, her three-point shot, her ability to go left, right, guard a perimeter player. Haley's always been an extremely versatile player, but she's put hours and hours into her game in the gym. She knows, too, that, she wants to have a great senior year, but she has a great future. And she wants to have, I think, just the skill set to make a smooth adjustment to the next level, too. Can I just say, Ann, that I think Kiki Irfin the freshmen on our team have improved tremendously. Kiki Brooke Dimitri, those two have really impressed me with their improvement, and it's going to be, it's very competitive every day in practice, and it's going to be really exciting to have some of those young players out there.
Go on the right in the first row to Michelle.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Coach, you've been around a long time. You've been in this conference, and you've seen how great this conference is. Interested on your take on UCLA and USC moving out to the Big Ten and the void it leaves in the conference.
I thought someone was playing an April Fool's joke, like July 1st or something. I couldn't believe it, and it's something that we have a great rivalry. We're going to enjoy the next 2 years of playing against USC and UCLA and see what happens. But I know that the women's basketball coaches had no choice in it. For me, it really, the way it is right now, I competed in the Big Ten, and I'm really excited to be in the Pac-12.
We'll go our last question here in the front.
I love the weather.
To Alex.
Alex Simon from Bay Area News Group again. I have one for you, Tara, but very quickly, Haley, this could be your last season in college if you decide to, because you are a senior, but you do have the option to stay at this time. Are you preparing this season as if it's your last at the college level?
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Tara, knowing that Haley is somebody that you're going to use a lot at point guard, how do you kind of look to fill the minutes, and who are you hoping can step into that void in the minutes at the point guard position when Haley's not on the floor?
I'm really excited about 2 young guards that we have on our team, actually 3 young guards. They're all freshmen. So next year I'll probably have more gray hair. But Talana Lopolo is as good a freshman point guard as we have ever had at Stanford. She really is, I think, a fabulous player. India Navarre is I think she's doing really well. I don't even think of them as freshmen. And Janiyah Harrell is another young lady that can handle it and run our point. So every day in practice we have 4 or sometimes 5 people working at that position. And we're also obviously recruiting point guards. So it's anymore young people can come in and they really have just the experience and just the ability to step right in. So we're really excited about that opportunity for our young point guards. But Haley could change her mind.